Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. From Palestine, we cross over to the Western Cape, and we are now going to be joined by Shameemah Salie. She is Al Jama-ah spokesperson, but she's also an advocate and always wonderful talking with Shameemah. She's going to be talking about it's Women's Day, and she's going to talk about an amazing initiative by Al Jama-ah, which is going to take place at 11 o'clock this morning. Advocate Shameemah Salie, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the program. Nice to be speaking with you.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to you, Auntie Julie, and to all the listeners, and especially to the women. Have a happy Women's Day.
Ameen, Ameen, Thumma Ameen. So you guys have planned this beautifully. Women's Day is big news here in South Africa, Women's Month as well. We ventilate all the issues of women, issues around GBV and a whole host more. But you guys have come up with an amazing initiative. Let's understand where and how did this come about and what's going to happen at 11 o'clock this morning.
Auntie Julie, I'm so excited. It is long overdue that Al Jama-ah launches the Al Jama-ah Women's League. Now, the women of Al Jama-ah has been on the forefront and in the background doing many community work for many, many years, from feeding, empowerment, uplifting, assisting women that is downtrodden because of gender-based violence, oppression, issues with maintenance, unemployment, poverty, gangsterism, substance abuse. There is so many things that is happening. Also, the frustration and fear of our women with regard to the ability to educate their children in terms of the deen and the culture. The reality is that our country is not in a good space. And this further impacts directly on the burden upon our women. Now, in terms of our deen and God consciousness, it guides us in our conduct and the decisions that we make. And indeed, as the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, the condition of a society depends on the consciousness of our women. So Al Jama-ah, recognizing the fact that the woman has been extremely busy on the ground, etc., to empower and uplift our communities, the Al Jama-ah's Women League is being launched today to ensure that women has a platform in order to effect beneficial change in the communities, also not just on the ground, but also in the political sphere. It is long overdue. The women in Al Jama-ah has worked alongside many non-profit organizations and individuals to assist in the empowerment and upliftment of women, no matter the race, the culture, or affiliation. For Al Jama-ah, it is about assisting humanity. And we welcome all women and organizations to become a part of the Al Jama-ah's Women's League and to assist us with the upliftment. For Al Jama-ah, we are striving to ensure unity, justice, peace, and upliftment in a beneficial way for not just our communities, but the country as a whole. So the launch happens today in an area called Pelican Park. If many of our listeners is not familiar, Pelican Park and surrounds is an area of people with mixed conditions, but many, many people are struggling in the particular area. Al Jama-ah has a major footprint in the area, and we have been servicing this community for a lengthy period of time, and it has just increased, and the trust that has been built in the community with Al Jama-ah, and many people coming to Al Jama-ah for assistance. And, we've become, especially the woman, it is the woman who has been on the forefront of change in these communities. And though they come from a struggling situation where they face many from GBV, from femicide to unemployment and poverty within their own homes and structures, we have witnessed firsthand the difference of women coming together, and with our very unique talents as women in educating and nurturing, etc., we have firsthand seen a change in the community as people step forward to assist each other. And this is what we would love to encourage more women to do. We have lots of programs that we envision for a change. So we know you have Women's Day every year, etc. There's a lot of talk happening, but this time it's not talk. We've effected this change. We've started the processes, and we're welcoming others to join us under a banner of protection and upliftment, to assist our communities, inshallah.
Advocate Shameemah, let's ask you, and excuse my impertinence in this regard, but are you planning on being uh, possibly in direct opposition to the ANC Women's League, or are you modeling your structure along their lines? Um, when I think about the ANC Women's League, I don't think that I've seen them being active at all. Maybe back in the day they may have been active, but there hasn't they have they can't put anything on the table to say we have accomplished A, B, and C over the past year, over the past 3 years, over the past 5 years. They can show for absolutely no achievements at all. So how are you going to change women and people's minds about being a force to be reckoned with, or being a league of women who are here to make a meaningful change?
And Julie, that's a beautiful question. I don't want to compare ourselves to anybody else. ANC, they are a league on their own, but we welcome any organization, entity, even other political parties to join up, because what I have realized is that, and I think we as Al Jama realize, is that and that's our slogan, stronger together. Alone as women, we are strong, but together we are stronger. So I'm not part of creating divisions or anything like that. One of the things people don't realize is we're talking a lot about coalitions these days, yet women across generations knows exactly what coalitions are. We have been able to cross boundaries in order to work together when we have seen our communities struggling, or there is any form of difficulty, any form of disaster. We have seen women coming together no matter what the affiliation was. And that's the beauty of women. I think we can show people what coalitions is actually meant to be. Now, I know it's Women's Day, but I want to bring in something here where Al Jama has already made a footprint. Even though we didn't have the banner of Women's League, as women, we've already made footprints with the assistance of our males as well. And I wish to recognize the leader of Al Jama, because we brought to the attention to the leader of Al Jama many issues that our women are facing and suffering from. So Honorable Hanif Hendricks, he identified the oppression faced by women, and he strived to ensure a platform for women to be heard in Parliament, whereas many others had failed. Honorable Hanif was on the forefront in Parliament to ensure the dignity and justice for women. He made a promise in 2019 and presented 3 bills before Parliament over the past few years related to the recognition of Muslim marriages, with recognition to maintenance and assistance of transport for women to maintenance courts, as well as he made contributions towards the Divorce Act to ensure ease for women. I've not seen any other member of Parliament fight for women's rights as much as Honorable Hanifi, and yet it was the woman that Honorable Hanif gave a platform to in Al Jama and others who hasn't formed part of Al Jama, in order to bring forth these issues that women are dealing with. I'm not seeing any other political party fighting for the rights of women the way it's happening in Al Jama. And as women, we've already, as I've noted to you before, Auntie Julie, we are women of faith. And women of faith, we are so alert of what is right and wrong, and there's no gray areas. So our conduct that we have is guided by our God consciousness. And I think that differs, creates a difference for Al Jama in surrounding many other political parties and entities, and how we move forward in assisting and empowering people on the ground. I think those that have followed Al Jama and who knows us basically would know that we have been on the ground in the communities, feeding, educating, guiding, empowering, creating, like Mala Tuli is the acting chair lady of the Al Jama Women's League, and she's already been on the forefront of the peanut butter factory that has been established in Groutville. On our side, for example, in Western Cape, we have distributed sewing machines for example, for the empowering of women so that they are able to work and create provide food on the table for their families. And there's many other things that we are busy, but we also have many professionals on board with Al Jama to assist women with counseling, with legal guidance in maintenance matters, in GBV matters, and so many other matters that is affecting women. For example, the office that we have in Pelican Park at the moment, it's in New Horizons. At the moment, Auntie Julie, we are servicing approximately 80 people a day, and I only opened up that particular office more than a month ago. And the majority of the people that we are assisting with matters across the spectrum is women.
Okay,
So
Shameemah, Advocate Shameemah, let me ask you this question. Look, it sounds amazing. Everything that you have shared with us this morning sounds like Al Jamaa is on the ground, doing all the graft, doing the hard work, trying to uplift people out of poverty, which our ruling party has is totally absent, and other parties as well. We're not, I haven't seen any such. Activities as far as other parties are concerned. Going forward, would that mean people who join the Al Jamal Women's League? I'm trying to understand criteria and then what is expected of the women. Are you going to expect these women to be active? Would you give them the necessary training to be active? And obviously, it's going to bolster your support base, is it not? Because the elections are just around the corner. So some people could argue that this is a tactic, a political tactic to garner as many women on board, and by so doing, you're going to get the entire household's vote as well.
well, I'm sorry for them because the thing is, Al Jama has been on the forefront and we've been on the ground for many, many years, assisting and empowering on the background. I think we're just coming a bit more to the forefront on the work that's being done. So, yes, elections is a year away, but we've been doing this for many, many, many years already to assist and empower. I think that ultimately, those who wants to join obviously has to respect the constitution of Al Jama and obviously the constitution of the Al Jama's Women's League, which we will be putting up onto our website during this particular week, inshallah. And then we understand the uniqueness of each woman. For example, we know that woman has to work, they've got children to educate, and all type of things that goes around women. So the woman's ability to be a part of Al Jama and assist in the many programs that is available, they can slot in according to their abilities and their time and their needs. Because we are very, very conscious at Al Jama, and our president is very conscious of the fact that woman does so much more and has so much more responsibility. I don't mean to sound sexist, but woman tends to multitask, and our responsibilities tends to be way, way more often than not than our male counterparts. So we recognize that. But each woman has different strengths. Sometimes we have multiple strengths, but we would appreciate a particular strength or multiple strengths, whatever that woman can bring to the table. We more than welcome that. And at the end of the day, we also try to empower our women. So in the political sphere, we're already empowering women to such a degree that one day, inshallah, they would be the future councillors, ministers, members of parliament, etc. From our younger women to the older women, we recognize that there is slots in every sector of our women that needs empowering and uplifting. And we are on the forefront wanting and welcoming and providing those skills. If you've got, Auntie Julie, whoever wants to come and visit our office in New Horizons will see the upskilling that's happening on the ground to uplift women on different spheres, depending upon their interest levels. And we even are trying to assist with education of women who has not finished their matric, etc. But it's not limited. The assistance provided by Al Jama is not limited that we're just assisting women. We're assisting across the board, men, women, and children, because we want to ensure the beneficial change in our country. Because, as I've noted before, our country is in a major, major problem. And, yes, the fraud, the corruption, etc. I know you've mentioned ANC, but The reality is that we have problems across the spectrum, uh, and we
Okay.
have to change.
Look, it sounds all really very promising, undoubtedly. It pleases me to hear that there is at least one political party that's trying to make a difference. Having said that, and you have indicated that you've touched many, many lives, and upskilling does cost money. And if you have that many more people coming through your doors, joining the Women's League, even if it's on the promise of upskilling and possibly being able to find a job. That does take lots of funding. How is Al Jama able to do this? Who's funding Al Jama and assisting them in these efforts? Which I might add, I think is very, very honorable. It's amazing if you have, as you say, if you manage to do what you've done up to now and you're wanting to take it further as Al Jama, it does cost money.
Indeed, it does cost money, and I think that we would welcome any organization who wishes to come on board and assist us. They can come and have a look at what we are doing. And if those organizations wish to assist us, we more than welcome it. And Julie, as I've noted, many of our upliftment and empowerment, from feeding to assisting with hampers to we've had many NPOs and organizations who has come on board, alhamdulillah, and we work closely with many organizations. I can just mention a few: IK Children's Foundation, Donation Nations, even OCOF, and many others has come on board when we had identified situations or issues where assistance was required. So we would identify the need of the individual, and then we would basically draw in the different organizations and NPOs that we work closely alongside. And, Auntie Julie, I don't think people even realize this. Honorable Hanif so often takes money out of his own pocket to help those in need, as does the counselors of Al Jama, and as well as normal businesses in our communities. So one
Alhamdulillah.
has to be very grateful to all those organizations and business and NPOs. I've just mentioned a few, but there are so many, Auntie Julie, that has come on board. I don't know if you've watched our social media pages, but we've assisted also with shortfalls for Hujjaj. We've assisted with hampers for Eid. We've tried in many, many ways to go out there and assist. As you know, I'm an advocate by profession. I've worked in the NPA for many years as a family advocate as well. So that experience that I have, and I'm not the only legal person in Al Jama who has provided our legal assistance free to the
Wow.
communities to help them on from estates, from maintenance matters, from where children are impacted, to GBV, etc. So this is currently happening. The first lady of Al Jama, the wife of Honorable Hanif Hendricks, she's got a degree in social work. She's been assisting, and many, many others. Auntie Julie, we have so many amazing people in our community, that skills that we can draw on. And, I've said it before, Al Jabbar has done a lot of things silently, and people don't even know how much we've done in the community. It's, only now for the past year or so that we have actually displayed of what we have done. I think the consciousness of what the right hand does, the other hand mustn't see, has been there, but we realize that people needs to know that there is hope. There is a political
I
party
mean,
like Al Jama who is different and
uh,
intending change, inshallah. I mean,
Alhamdulillah, it's amazing what you guys have achieved up to now and wanting to carry the work further into the community. I commend you very highly for it. And I'm glad that by way of this interview, we were able to highlight the community work that Al Jama is involved in. May you guys grow from strength to strength. And I do hope that you have a wonderful Women's Day today. And of course, that women come out in their droves and joins the Women's League. Lovely talking with you. And I must say, this has been a bit of an eye opener for me. But keep up the good work. Love, salams, and du'as. Go well.
shukran, Auntie Julie. Just keep us in your du'as, and to all
I
the
mean,
women, just remember we are forced to be reckoned with. Strike a woman, you strike a rock. Assalamu
Absolutely.
alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam. The lovely advocate Shameemah Salie, who obviously is with Al Jama. She, in fact, is the spokesperson for Al Jama, talking to us about the launch of the Al Jama Women's League. And she's also highlighted in much detail the amazing work carried out by Al Jama. So may they grow from strength to strength. It is exactly 8:52 a.m. And of course, you are tuned into News and Views. At 9 o'clock, we'll be talking with our news correspondent, Zai Jadwit, with the news bulletin of the day. But I do want to share, we in South Africa are enjoying a wonderful public holiday. There are lots of women's runs happening. They get togethers, as you've just heard. Al Jama is promoting or having the launch of the Women's League and a whole host of events all around the country. Lest we forget, lest we forget what this day is all about. I'm going to share that with you in a minute or two. Let's go for an ad break.